Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to Career Level Up, where I share career management and growth strategies. So today I'm going to be sharing some tips on how to pass your part-time job interview. This is a requested video and I want to share some highlights on how to go about this. Before I go on in the video, my analytics is telling me that majority of you watching are not subscribed to the channel. Please do click the subscribe button down below and don't forget to click the notification bell button so you can be notified when I share a brand new video. Thank you so much for subscribing. Now let's dive into the video for today. Some of the reasons why organizations come up with part-time position. Number one, to cut the cost of hiring. Secondly, to fill in a particular position on a temporary basis, and sometimes it could also be to support someone else. So in this case, it's called job sharing. You could be doing the same thing with someone else just for a particular period of time. The first thing to understand about any interview you may be attending is that the hiring manager is looking for someone who can deliver on the objectives of that role and someone who will stay within the business. So in a case of attending a part-time job interview, there are a couple of things that you can do. Number one is for you to research the requirement for the job, which you would have on the job specification. So what exactly is the job specification saying to you when you were trying to apply for that job? So are they looking for someone who will be fully flexible, or are they looking for someone who can work on specific days of the week, or are they looking for someone who can only work a certain period of time on certain days? So understand the requirement for that particular requisition. Someone who can meet the specifics on the job specification. That's why they are called job specification. Person specification. Someone who fits into the requirements listed on that job specification. Secondly, ensure to present yourself as someone who can sit in that job and deliver also on the requirements of the job. You're going to be working part-time, let's just say 3 days a week. So they are looking for someone who would be able to meet the objectives on those days only without the need to come in maybe for extra work or some extra hours. So they want you to be able to fulfill the objective of that role in those number of days that you'll be working. So number three, also present yourself as someone who has the skills and experience of that particular requisition. So if they say they need someone who will come in and hit the ground running, make sure to demonstrate that in your responses. Also, if they say they want someone with strong administration skill or someone with strong Excel, make sure that you mention those particular skill and demonstrate how you've been able to use them in the past. If they say they need someone who can actually take autonomy of their role, someone who can work without supervision, make sure that you present yourself as that person. Ensure your skills, your experience, and your narration when you tell your story matches what they are looking for. This is how they will truly consider you for that position. Number four, let's just say your desire is to earn, say, let's say 40,000 for your part-time role. Make sure that you do your research before you go into your interview, because if they ask you how much you want to earn in that part-time role, if the market value of that role is 40K, it's okay if you're happy to say, I want to earn 40K. All right. The business obviously has a budget for that particular role. So if they ask you, make sure that you are not shooting your expectation too high. Sometimes on part-time jobs, you may still have to work as much as someone who works full-time. So in all honesty, it's important to understand how much the job is worth and if you would be happy accepting that kind of offer for your part-time position. So it's important to consider that before you go into your job interview. The number 5 thing to consider is to also ensure to present your own case the way you want it. A lot of times when you are interviewing for a part-time position, as someone who has interviewed candidates for part-time position, full-time position, and all kinds of positions, I always look for someone whose value also aligned to that of the hiring manager. So in your part-time position interview, make sure that you mention to them at the time that these are some of the days you can work and these are some of the days you can't work. It's always best to establish that in the interview stage. For example, you're a parent and on Mondays you don't have childminder for your child. So this is the time you should mention to them that unfortunately you're not able to work Monday. This is because you do not have anyone to cater to your children on that particular day. It's best to mention it now than to take on the job and then begin to negotiate all the time to take Mondays off. It's important to mention it at this particular stage so they know exactly how to help you and they know your own lifestyle and routine as well. A lot of people always think that if they say what they need at a job interview, they won't get the job. It is always best to say what you need as an individual at your interview stage so you don't shoot yourself in the foot in the long run. There's no point looking for time off every week because you can't make it to work on that day. So always ensure to mention that if you can't work on a Wednesday, mention it to them. However, I can work fully flexible on Thursday. Always mention that. Hiring managers put all these things into consideration when they are deciding who to hire. So always say what you want because what you want also matters in the workplace. So the 6th point I'm going to be sharing with you is, of course, for you to be yourself at the interview. Being yourself is always very attractive to the people on the other side of the table. People who have been interviewing a long time or hiring managers can see through you. So if you're not naturally a shy person, don't pretend to be shy. If you're a very bubbly person, outgoing personality, let it shine through. This may just be what they are looking for. In every interview, whether full-time or part-time, I always say, be yourself. And number 7 is for you to prepare what you want to say at the interview, how to answer the questions at the interview. You would have good responses to give at your interview. There's no point not preparing and jumping on the interview to hope that you'll make it. Ensure to prepare the questions you want to ask the interviewer. Know exactly how to talk to them and also learn to drive your interview. The more you drive your interview, the easier your interview would always be for you. If you let the interviewer drive it, they will drive it to a direction that may not be favorable to you. But if you drive it, you could drive it to a direction that is more favorable to you. You share what they want to hear. You answer the questions to the best of your ability as well. So those would be my tips for passing your interview. Most especially, always understand the fully flexible part of part-time job. Always present yourself like someone who can truly be able to meet the priorities of the job on your working days. That way, you know that if you're going to take that offer, you can truly show up when they want, and you will be also happy doing the job. And finally, you'll be able to meet the priorities of that part-time position. This is my quick video for today, and I hope I was able to answer the question that this person sent me, how to pass your part-time job interview. I hope you found this video helpful. If you found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Also, please feel free to share with your friends and family. It is free, and if you're not subscribed to the channel already, please go on and click the subscribe button down below. As always, thank you again for joining me, and I'll see you on my next video.